Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bay, the #1 source for competitive Legends of Runeterra news and information. If you're looking for the best decks to play right now, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Master Runeterra or in our Discord. And if you want to take the next step in leveling up your game, check out our Runeterra team on Patreon, where we do weekly learning calls and one-on-one coaching. Now strap in and grab yourself some Poro snacks, because we are about to start Mastering Runeterra.
Welcome back, everyone, to a very special episode of the Mastering Runeterra podcast. This is our 1-year anniversary episode. I cannot believe it's been a whole year since we dropped the first episode. Well, I can't believe it, because goddamn, it feels like forever.
It
but
feels
it also
like
feels like it went fast.
Yeah, it was like, wow, I can't believe a year. Also, I can't believe it's only been a year at the same time. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, right? Another crazy caveat, you and I have not met each other in real life ever. It's weird.
Trying to change it. Trying to change that.
It's going to happen, probably this year, or for sure
and
this
then
year.
There's going to be drunk selfies all over Twitter.
So many drunk selfies. Yeah. I just forget. I forget a lot of the time.
That we don't actually know each other.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I at this point have more online friends than I do real life friends, and I think that's kind of the standard now.
Yeah.
At least for people who
that right up.
Play games and are active online, right?
Yeah. I need to get out though. I need to get out and this month I got a lot of scheduling to see people because all the restrictions just got lifted out here, and I just need to get the frick out of my house. I have been a hermit for 2 years, which is super weird for anyone that doesn't know me. I'm a little bit extroverted. I tend to like to be around people and do things with them. And for the last 2 years, I've just been hunkered down, gaming, mastering Runeterra stuff. So I'm looking forward to going out and also going out to see you, all the other LOR people, when some stuff finally starts popping off here.
We're trying to get stuff.
Anyways, yeah, right. We'll get all that a little bit later. So let's see. House cleaning items. Number 1, thank you to all of our patrons and now subscribers that have supported us over this last year. We literally could not bring you guys this podcast or the website or the tournaments we run or anything else without your support. You guys are the wind in our sails. So thank you so much. And for anyone that doesn't know, we have started a subscription service on the website that gives you a lot of the same things that the Patreon gives you, including the 3-hour learning call that we do every single week, where we record people's VODs and questions, do some gameplay. It's a live call, so you're welcome to join it. We record it though, and then we send it out to everyone afterwards. So even if you cannot be there live, you can still get your questions answered or your VODs analyzed. And then also you get ad-free viewing and all the premium articles on the website. So in honor of our 1-year anniversary, we're gonna have a 50% off your first month link for all of our listeners down in the comment section or in the show notes if you're listening via podcast. If you ever want to sign up for the Patreon or for subscription, or we're calling that premium on the website, now's a great time. You get 50% off. And then let's see, what are we gonna do? What are we doing today, Bay? Do a little
reminiscing, I think. Yeah. Which sounds fun. I can talk about myself forever.
It's been a journey, man.
Yeah,
it's been quite. It's so funny. I don't know. Sometimes I'll get caught up thinking about all the things that we haven't done yet, or that I'm trying to get done, or trying to add to the website, or try to add for all of our people. And I'm like, oh god, we can't go. Everything's taking so long. Can't get this done. This thing doesn't work. And then I think back to where we started, and not that long ago, and I'm like, oh, we've got this huge Discord community. We've got the website now with close to 100,000 people a month visiting it. That we just we launched that in October. We ran an $8,000 Runeterra tournament series that's never been done before. I'm like,
Doing okay.
All right. You know what?
Yeah.
We've done some stuff.
Uh-huh.
We've been okay. So let's take people back. I was just watching our first episode. It's not actually that bad. It's not
I
not
mean,
that
we were
bad.
both streaming at that point, right? So like,
Yeah.
we kind of had it.
Man, I even forgot about that. I forgot that I used to stream. 4.5 months I streamed every single day.
God,
Crazy.
and until I told you not to.
Yeah. Like, why you do this? I'm like, I don't know.
I was like, bro,
At
quit
this point.
right now.
It's like done. Yeah, once I found out how much you were making, I was like, okay, I'm out. There must be a better way.
Not.
And that was the beginnings of like planning out the website and stuff too.
Yeah, that was when we were like, we got a big picture here.
Yeah. So let's see. Okay, let's go way back.
Way back.
The way back machine. Even
right.
before Mastering Runeterra. So this was March 3rd. We launched our first episode of the podcast. So before that, though, I got into Runeterra in like December. After that Path to Pro announcement was made. Coming soon. Still waiting. And you, like, around the same time, right? Did you try the beta?
No, I tried the beta. And then I
Uh-huh.
played a bit I played for like a week when Bilgewater got released. And then I played when Zoe got released. That's when which is about the same time. I think late November.
It was like November?
Yeah, I think it was November.
Yeah.
Is when I like went, oh, sick, Zoe, I love Zoe. And then they're like, Path to Pro. And I was like, oh, sick, I love Pathing to Pro. And then, and yeah, so that's when I like dove in. And then I was like, oh, the game's like good because I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I thought it was boring. I thought the games were very samey. And then I think like Targon introduced a bunch of like kind of new ways to play the game. And the game got like a lot more deep. And then as I got better, I realized the intricacies of the game, which mostly lay in the passing system.
Yes. Yeah. Timing really is everything. Yeah. So we both kind of started getting into it before the first seasonals. The announcement of like a Path to Pro and stuff really got us going. And then let's see. First seasonals. I like started playing 2 weeks before the first seasonals cutoff.
Yeah.
And Nick Makes Plays jumped into my stream. One of my first streams was like, hey man, like welcome. Like, you know, like here's some info about the game. It was like helping, like, you know, coach me and tell me how the game worked and stuff. Gave me a few deck lists. One of them was like Fearsomes, I think. I love that deck. And I just like Callisto Race, just smashed people right up to Masters in like 2 days or something. And I was like, I'm basically a god at this game.
I'm so good at this.
People don't understand. Like, you guys are adorable, all right? Let me tell you about Magic the Gathering. Oh, which I guess, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, my journey into like the card game coming back was like I won 1,000-person Grand Prix, Magic Grand Prix in Vancouver, and then so that qualified me for a pro tour in London. So I flew to Thailand because I had some time to kill, and then I got them to fly. Like, you know, they give you the ticket. I got them to fly me from Thailand to Tokyo, where there was a Grand Prix, to London to Vancouver, instead of Vancouver to London to Vancouver.
Nice.
I just got like the one
Good
really
deal.
long trip home. Yeah, it was dope. Bombed out in Tokyo, bombed out in London. Then COVID hit, went online, won an online Grand Prix, tried to like roll that into streaming, went okay. Started a podcast with Seth Manfield. But like, yeah, Magic was not it for me for a lot of reasons. Then they killed Magic OP, and then I started looking into Runeterra. I saw that not a lot of people were streaming Runeterra, and I was like, oh, hey, I could just like jump over and be one of the top streamers. This is dope. I can still do that today. And that's how I got into Runeterra. And then I met Nick, and then I went to Masters. I played in my first seasonals. Do you remember what you played in your first seasonals?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about it.
Okay. I played, I think it was Feel the Rush was my second love. The Mistwraith's Fearsome. And wow, I wonder if I don't think I played Go Hard because I wasn't good enough yet. I didn't know how the deck worked. I think I played like Pirates or something. I ended up going 3-2, which got me like the card back or whatever, which is like what I wanted because I didn't really expect to do well because I played for 2 weeks. I don't really know how the game worked. But yeah, that was my first seasonals. Okay, what was yours?
Okay, so my starting,
You're
I had a
getting
very
to it,
similar start to you. I played Magic the Gathering for a while, 9 years ago, and I was always good, but never like you'd never heard of me, right? But I was pretty good because I couldn't travel anywhere. I just didn't have money, and I was like really young. But yeah, I like my friend turned me on to the game. He's like, "Yo," my friend Brady, shout out Brady. He's like, "Dude, Magic the Gathering. I brought some cards. Like, this game's sick. You're really gonna like this." And I was like, "Okay." So I tried it, and I thought the cards looked kind of cool. And he gave me like this red blue deck, which probably spawned my love for like spells matter type stuff. And then he was playing this one deck, and I was like having fun with it. I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." And then I tried to do something, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but he did something that was supposed to be a negative effect, right? Something that you would read it and go, "Oh, I'm going to point that at my opponent's thing," and he pointed at his own thing to get a beneficial effect, right? So like
Love that magic.
I cast something on his dude, and when it resolved, something would happen, right? But maybe he killed his own dude to stop that from happening, and my spell fizzled, and my brain, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing." I don't know, that like level was just like, "Oh, hell yeah," because I've always loved strategy tactics type thing. So I jumped in harder than you've ever seen anybody jump in anything in their life.
I believe it.
He left, and I called the local game stores, which I'd never been to in my life, and asked them when the nearest tournament, soonest tournament was, and there was one the next night, the draft. I didn't know what draft was, so I looked it up, and I read a bunch of I read how draft works, and then I read a bunch of articles on how to draft, and then I read a bunch of articles on how to draft the specific archetypes, and then I read a bunch of articles on how to counter the specific. Like I read every piece of content that had like ever been produced for that limited format, and like the time between.
Damn.
That's all I did. Like that whole night till like 3 a.m. and then I woke up and I just kept reading because like I'm an obsessive person. It's just kind of how.
Okay, real quick. I'm having some flashbacks because like I started playing Magic in high school and I was pretty obsessed to it to the point that like this is like I'm old, so this is like dial up at the time, or at least that's what. Yeah, it was dial up. I went to like a friend. Like I didn't really like him. He was like a guy that was part of the friend group that we kind of like knew each other, but he had internet and I didn't. So we went to his place and I like brought my best friend who was friends with him. And we went over, and so I'm like using his computer to look at the Dojo, was like the original website a million years ago. Outside, I'll never forget this. Outside, Buddy has like a trampoline, and he's like a gymnast and shit. And so he wants to like, I don't know, like battle my friend. And so he's like jumping on the trampoline and doing flips and landing on my buddy. And like, he's like, Jason, Jason, we gotta go. I'm just like that was, bro. Page is still loading, bro. Page is still loading. Like, yeah, have fun. I'll be out in a little bit. And so like that level of like determination and love for the game and wanting to learn everything, like I get that. I feel that. So that's so funny because it's been a long time since I felt sort of that way. Okay, sorry, keep going.
So yeah, showed up to the draft. I 3-0'd it, which was complete luck. Because I did not know what I was doing. Fun fact,
still happens.
Who know what like how Magic works, you get one attack. It's not like Runeterra, where you can like
attack. You get like 5 attacks?
Yeah. It's just, you have an attack phase, right? And when you attack, you tap your creatures, which means you turn them sideways. And then there's a main phase 1 where you cast spells, and there's a main phase 2 after the attack phase, right? Well, I didn't know a main phase 2 existed because no one told me. I didn't actually read the rules of the game. I had played the game. My friend told me that.
Well, the book was ridiculous.
It's fat, and it's like legalese, basically. You know what I mean? Like, because it has to be incredibly specific. And so I show up, and my opponent just goes, "Okay, cast this." I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, attack you," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, block, whatever." And he goes, "All right, main phase 2, I cast this," and I'm like, "Whoa! You already attacked." And he's like, "Yeah." Like, I'm in my main phase 2, and I'm like, "I don't think that's a thing." So I don't
so
know,
what happened?
Like,
you called Judge?
Cheat or anything, but I was like, "Judge, can you like, what's going on here?"
Explain
like,
what's happening.
So there's a main phase 1, and then you attack, and then there's main phase 2. Stupid. I was like, "Oh, okay." And so and I thought the only reason you couldn't attack again was because your creature was tapped. So I drafted. There was a card in the set. It was Theros. And there was a card called Triton Tactics, which untapped 2 of your guys and gave them a boost in health. And I drafted 6 of them, bro, because I thought that if I attacked and then untap my creatures, I could attack again. And so I was like, how is no one seeing this strategy? Right, this is bonkers. And so I attacked.
How did you 3 of these people?
Like, yeah, and I'm like, and attack you again, and he's like,
no.
Mm-mm. And I was so, how did I 3 of these people? I have no idea. I told you luck, absolute luck. But
Got him.
Yeah, and then I just dove in deep. I love competing and I love card games, so I stuck with Magic for a long time. But like I said, I couldn't really travel. I had a really good conversion rate on any like PTQs or anything. Top 8ing basically every one I ever entered. But I was never anybody. Like, even if you were in the community around me, you probably didn't know who I was. I was just some dude who played Magic.
Did you not really assimilate into the community? Because I love Magic, but there's a lot of Magic people that I do not love.
No, if you put me in a room with like 5 Magic players or whatever, I will probably not get along with like 4. Some of the stereotypes are unfortunately true.
Also, a lot of great people in the community.
Yeah. You know what I noticed?
But
most of the crushers were just normal people.
Yes.
They're just cool people,
like,
right?
Yeah, my oldest friends in life, like a lot of the high school people I've just slowly like lost touch with, except if I play Magic with them. All my oldest friends, I've noticed those like 15-ish or whatever, 14, 15, 16, all played Magic, and I'm still friends with them now, like fucking 20 years later. And they're all fucking dope, and they've all gone on to like crush in life and stuff. But yeah, like we weren't like weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is with any community.
Or spiteful or hateful, or there's a lot of like negativity.
There's
and
a lot in the Magic
community,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to get involved in that. So I basically showed up to tournaments, brought my book, beat people, and then read my book between rounds. That's what I would do. Because I love playing and I love competing. But yeah, like you're saying, there's only so.
Did you just go alone?
I would often go with other people, the crushers or whatever. I would just ride with them. I didn't like to drive, and I drove a 70 Mustang that like broke down every time I pulled out of the driveway. So I would ride with people, but you just kind of check in, right? You play around, you're like,
yeah. How'd you do? Yeah.
So yeah, that was my Magic thing. And then I qualified for Pro Tour Dublin. For Aether Revolt, I think it was. It's one with Chandra on the cover. And had one of the best times of my life. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Got to go to all these pubs. I didn't even like drink, but I was just like in another place. I'd never been outside of like North America before.
That was dope.
Yeah, Dublin was so sick. And people were so nice. And I got to just sit there and like basically just jam cards for like 3 days in a row. And that was the coolest thing on the planet to me. My friends came. Like my non-Magic playing friends came. Like, you're going to Dublin?
Dublin.
We're going. Yeah, we're getting an Airbnb and we're going. And that was just so cool. But I was at the Pro Tour, and there's the dream. All Magic players know the dream. Maybe not anymore, but the dream was play the game, see the world. You get on the Pro Tour, and you be a pro player, right? That was the thing. And it's the dream, and I wanted to live the dream. And then I got to the Pro Tour, and I looked around at these other people. The people who were the pro gamers living the dream, and I did not. That's not what I wanted to be.
They are miserable.
Yes. Yeah. And so, yeah, they're just like scraping by. They're stressed out. It's just, yeah, it was not the dream I've been to. Which, it's fine. But yeah, I kind of like gravitated away from Magic at that point.
What year is this?
This was, hold on, I'm going to Google Pro Tour Aether Revolt. Pro Tour Aether Revolt. I think I was 21 years old, so 6 years ago. Which would make that 2016? 2017? Something like that? My Google page is loading.
Okay.
So
what do you do after this?
I kind of just didn't play 2017. I didn't play a bunch of Magic. And then Arena kind of started. I used to play like Popper a bunch on Magic Online. That was like my favorite format. And then Magic Arena started, and I started playing that. And then they had these like Mythic Invitational qualifiers. Mythic Invitational was like
right.
Pro Tour Plus, right? And so I played a Mythic Invitational qualifier, got there, I won, and I was come on.
What deck do you play?
What deck did I play? For the qualifier, I don't know because it was so long. Probably if Yorion was around then, I probably played something with Yorion. And then, then COVID hit, and it was supposed to be in Kyoto, and I was obscenely excited to go to play Pro Tour again. And
like, so sad that you didn't get to go.
Oh my god, dude! You have no idea how crushed I was. You probably. And I was so excited, and like they were gonna pay out like a minimum to each person who qualified. That was gonna be like $7,500, and the prize pool was like bonkers insane. Where it's like $750,000.
Yeah, first was like 100,000 at least.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it was like 100.
It was like 664, 120 people,
something like that, right?
Or even less. I think it was even less.
It might have been. It might have been 112. I don't know. Probably not 112. That's a weird number, but it was not a lot of people. It was like barely over 100 people, splitting $750,000. Plus, they pay for you to get to Japan and back. And then you just say, okay, yeah, I'd like to go a week before, and then you just chill in Japan for like a week, right? That was I wanted to do that.
That's one of the coolest things. Like I went to Pro Tour Prague. Guess what? Paid for my flight. I went to PT Osaka. Paid for my flight. Boston, Hollywood. Having that free airfare is like absurd. Especially when you're going to somewhere like the Czech Republic for Japan. Like those are the first time I won a Pro Tour of Japan. I got $500. I was like, okay, I go buy my ticket. It was like $1,500. I was like, oh, okay. That's not gonna get me there really. But okay, keep going.
So COVID hit, and we didn't know what was gonna happen. They started pushing it back, right? No big deal. It's COVID, we get it. And then the big announcement came. We got an email after waiting months and months, basically saying, hey, instead of doing an in-person invitational, we're going to do it online, which is fine. COVID, I get it, right?
Probably not fine. You don't get to go to Japan now.
I don't get to go to Japan. And this like airfare that I was promised or whatever, because basically what happened is like they pay for your flight, or you could just claim like $1,000 or whatever, right? You're like, I'll get there myself, and then they would just like pay you, just like give you the money. That's what they give me for Dublin.
Yeah.
And then so I was kind of like counting on that. I didn't have a lot of money back then. I had like negative money back then. And then I was like, okay, that's fine. Like I don't get to go to Japan. That's pretty sad. And normally you could like push your invite back, but they said no on this one. And then they took the prize pool from $750,000 to $250,000. And then they put all all 4 Mythic Invitationals together and then added some more people. So instead of being like barely over 100 people splitting $750,000, it was like basically 500 people splitting $250,000. First place went from like $150,000 or more. I can't even. It might have been $250. Probably not. I think it was $150. Down to $10,000. And then and that's terrible. But they had the gall to pitch it to us like it was a good thing for us the whole time. And I read that email, and I was sitting with like my family and some friends, and I told them what happened in the email, and they're like, "What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "I'm not gonna play Magic."
Exactly the same time I got out too.
They've been
say what you will about Riot Games. They didn't just rob $2 million from qualified fucking people. I don't even know how they got away with that legally. At some point, the pros wrote directly to the CEO and were like, "Hey, you fucked us." They were fucking them again out of Worlds money, and they were like, signed every single pro in Worlds, and they ended up getting some money.
Pros in the pro scenes like tremendously badly for like a really long time. And I just decided, you know what, fine, like just won't play anymore. So I stopped playing Magic. The Mythic Invitational rolled around like 5 months later. I didn't even play. I played the Mythic Invitational. I did not play beforehand. I showed up because I had to show up to get my like $1,000 or whatever, right? I picked the top played deck list on MTG Goldfish. I exported it in or imported it or whatever, and I played my first round. I never played the deck before. I didn't know what the cards did.
Man, I can't imagine how dejected you must have felt to like just give zero fucks,
I
just
was
be like
crushed, because
completely
that's
done.
not me, right? Like that's not the kind
Yeah.
of person I was crushed. Yeah. I mean, Magic was like such a big part of my life for so long. And that, so yeah. And then, about 6 months after that, I think, was the Path to Pro announcement for Runeterra. And I was like, damn. Because right before that was Artifact, and we don't need to talk about how that went. Because I was in on Artifact. I was like, hell yeah, new card game. This is it for me. And then that crashed and burned. And yeah, Runeterra jumped in and immediately experienced the benefit of having previous card gaming knowledge and experience, which I'm sure you and any other card gamer did. Basically, everyone sucked back then. And so, if you were like a good card gamer in any sense, you just like skated to the top. Not the top,
Yeah.
but like Masters, right? And so, that's basically what happened to me. I played Draven Ezreal Tri-Beam exclusively because I thought that deck was sick. I still think it's sick. Like all the way to Masters, qualified for seasonals, didn't really think anything about it. And then I played Pirates. I know, not me at all. Draven Ezreal Tri-Beam and Callista Mithrace. Because that deck was nuts. It was so good. And I 5-0'd. I made top 32. And wow, I think I've been talking 10 minutes without Magic the Gathering. Anyway, so I 5-0'd, made top 32. And I have had a couple friends, like 2 or 3, who have been pushing me to stream for years. But I've never like watched Twitch, right? I don't even know what streamers really do. Still to this day, I don't really watch Twitch. But they've been pushing me for so long. They're like, you're really good at something. It's a game, and you don't completely suck as a person. Maybe you should do it on camera. You're gonna be playing anyway. And I was always like, yeah, okay, whatever. But never did it. It got to the point where like I bought a mic and a webcam, but like I never used it. And then I top 32, and they're like, bro, it's now or never. They're like, it's kind of a newish game, right? You topped like the only tournament there is. You should try streaming. So I did. Turn on the camera, turn on the mic, started streaming. Had no idea what I was doing. I had chat walk me through a lot of stuff, like the actual streaming parts, because I didn't know what I was doing.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I remember my first day. I had like my computer. I had my phone with my stream on to get that extra viewer. My roommate had my stream on. A couple of my other friends had my stream on, right? To like bump me to like 5 viewers or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it puts you above like a lot of the other people. And then people started trickling in and stuff. And I got a raid from Cosmic for like 15 people, and I went nuts, dude. I was like, and I'm sitting there streaming, like trying to keep my cool, but I'm like typing into Discord, in Discord to my friends, like, oh my god, bro,
What's happening?
This is
happening.
insane. Yeah. And yeah, I just kind of did it because like my friend were pushing me to it, and then people just kind of kept coming.
I was one of them. I got that fucking first sub
Jason
badge.
got one of them founder badges. I set a goal to like hit affiliate in a month or whatever, and I hit it in like the second day. It's pretty easy to hit affiliate. And then it turned from something I thought I would try out to something I really enjoyed doing, and something that was going very well for me. So I thought that'd be a cool hobby. And then I got like I started making money. The subscriptions started pouring in.
Yeah. So this is when you came onto my radar. I was looking for someone to do Mastering Runeterra with, basically like porting it over from what I was doing at Magic. We had the Planeswalker Diaries with me, Seth, and Danny.
It's a good name.
That's the idea. So I don't know. I was looking through people, and like I was also an unknown in Runeterra, so I felt weird approaching someone like Alan or BBG, who are like established large streamers. So yeah, I remember when your stream came up, and I was like, Majin Bey. I was like, I recognize that name, and I think you were number 1 at the ladder at the time. I was like, that's that dude. So I went and watched your stream, and you were like fucking crushing it. You did a really good job of like talking while playing the game, which is like so fucking difficult to do. And I was like, that's my fucking dude.
That's
right
the dude.
there. You get that
Dude,
guy. Yeah. That's the guy. So then I was like, okay, next season I was also getting into the tournament scene. So I was like, I should start up a fucking team, and because like like we learn from each other, we can test together, etc. You always need a fucking team. So I grabbed you, Pushby. What am I? Kever?
and Kevin
and Z Turtle.
and Z Turtle. Yeah, that was the start.
Was like the original crew, which was AKA was you plus like people that hung out in my chat that I thought were good.
Which was me, to be fair. I came and hung out in your chat, and I remember looking and I was like, because I had to like surf around to see what other people were doing because I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, and I was like, damn, this Jason guy, his stream looks really professional. He's clearly been around a long time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and literally it was like, people that hung out in my stream that like had top 32'd seasonals. And then like, we all came together. Team's been fantastic the whole year. Shout out all of you guys. Fucking, our team is the best. I honestly can't speak highly enough of them. Everyone's super fucking funny, super smart, super good at the game.
I think Jason Sensational also was in that first wave. Or
did I not say Jason?
I don't think so, but I can't remember who was like initially involved. I know he picked up Henneke.
Jason was I'm pretty sure Jason was definitely Henneke and Akato were the ads. I'm pretty sure Jason was in from the start, though.
I think he was in from the start of it. Yeah, it's hard to remember back then. Because he top 32 with Yasuo. That was it.
That's right. Also, his name was cool. It was like Jason Sensational. So it was fucking dope. So we teamed up, and this was like what? TF Fizz.
TF Fizz time. Yeah.
Time and Aphelios time, and coming into seasonals, or was it seasonals top 32 that Kever came up with the top 32?
It was like right in the beginning.
He played it. He played it in the open.
Yeah, and he
played it in the open rounds.
It was like a couple days before, and he was like, "Hey guys, I have something that's either genius or like the dumbest idea ever." And of course, we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Play Tom Kench instead of Twisted Fate in Aphelios Twisted Fate." And we're of course like, "That's the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Why would you take the best champion in the game out of the best deck in the game, or like one of the best decks in the game, right?" And he's like, "Well, it helps you in the mirror and it frees up TF Fizz." And I was already pretty set on what I was going to bring, which was probably Lee, because like Lee was my baby at that time, right? That was like GOAT Sparklefly era Lee, and I was about that. And so I think I was on like TF Aphelios, Lee, and then like one other deck. I don't know who else I remember. And then he top 32 with Tom Kench Aphelios, and I also top 32, and so did a couple other of the team. And then I remember talking to him about it, and he just kept trying to convince me. He's like, "Bro, Kench Aphelios, Tom Kench Aphelios." And what finally sold me is that like it really came out just how busted TF Fizz was. And Tom Kench helped your Lee matchup a bunch. For Aphelios Tom Kench against Lee. And so I showed up basically ready to like beat Lee and the Aphelios views. And then I brought TF Fizz. Yeah.
That might just be like the strongest lineup of all time.
I think it was actually the best lineup that's ever been made. Yeah, it was like so.
It's just because because Lee has just like known to be absolute busted. TF Fizz is maybe the best deck of all time. Aphelios like might be like is top 5, like second best. Sure. Like I don't know.
And it was
one of the fucking best decks of all time.
Like Tom Kench Aphelios was perfect for that. And bro, I came strapped to beat the Lemire and Fiora, because Fiora was still around back then.
That's right.
I had homecomings in my Lee deck. Remember that? I played like 2 homecomings. I played 2 homecomings and 2 Veil Tones, and like the Fangs and stuff. And
that's right.
Yeah, that Lee deck was so sick. And then
then you won. I remember watching. Oh, this is pretty good. I remember watching and just being like, "Fuck! I really hope Majin wins," because like 1, like that'd be fucking awesome for team wins, but 2, that would be fucking dope for me because like we can fucking launch this fucking podcast together and it's gonna be like, let's go. And so I was like watching the whole fucking thing. The matches were insane. What happened with that one where you like made the extra copies?
Yeah, it was the finals. Yeah. It was game 2 of the finals, and I was up 1 game, and I was playing against like Draven Ezreal, where it's like signature deck, and I was playing TF Fizz. And that's not a great matchup for TF Fizz. It's not a bad one. It's not great. And so I'm kind of like on the ropes. I'm like running out of cards. and I'm about to die. And so I have like a couple of cards in hand, and one of the cards in hand is Rummage, right? And I have Twist of Fate. That I'll make 0 or whatever because I haven't played it yet, I think. And then I have that one that like makes 4 or 5 copies of something in your deck. I can't remember what it's called. It's a Burble.
Counterfeit copies.
Counterfeit copies. I have counterfeit copies in hand. And so I look at like I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it for like a long time.
What's Ian at?
Like not a ton of life, like 7 or something, right?
Okay.
But he's got like 4 cards in hand, if I remember correctly. Like something, not a ton, and he's been using removal. And so I'm looking at the board state and I'm thinking, and I eventually come to the conclusion that if I don't like pop off with this Twisted Fate, if this Twisted Fate does not level, I'm gonna lose the game. Or like basically if he has another removal spell, I'm gonna lose the game. So we're just gonna like pretend it's not real, right? And so I counterfeit copies the Rummage, TF blue card, and Rummage, and just hit like runners off the top. I'm hitting like good stuff. And then I play some things out, and I hit the second copy of Mind Meld off the top, cast it, and win the game. And it was like such a sick moment for me. It was ridiculous when I found out that Ian Noguera had the Mystic Shot to kill the Twisted Fate the whole time. He didn't cast it.
Huh. And so it leveled?
Yeah, it leveled and I killed it.
Huh. Wild.
I think he just didn't think I could get there.
Yeah.
So he was saving.
You see stuff like that all the time. Stuff like that happens a lot. Where people you're like, oh, I got him. Like the first PTQ I ever won in Magic, I was playing. I'll make it short. I was playing against an opponent. He had a card that was like, as soon as he played it, I was just dead. And the game ended, and he was like, showed me the card in his hand. I had an Overgrown Estate, which is sack a land, gain 3 life. He was playing Sly, and he had a card that destroys all white permanents. And so I'm like, as soon as he kills this, I have to like sack, some of my lands, but that's it, kind of thing. And so I just kept. I couldn't like sack all my lands anyway. So like he just never cast it, thinking like, oh, you would just sack your lands. But throughout the game, I was like playing more lands and sacking more lands and stuff. And so like I should have lost that game for sure. He just didn't cast this card. You see it like kind of like all the time. Stuff like that happens. It's really interesting. Anyways,
so I won.
So you win.
I won
in dramatic fashion. It was like kind of like it was like the height of fucking Runeterra.
Yeah.
Like they brought you onto the stream afterwards.
Yeah,
Swim praised you.
Apparently that went well. I heard a lot of people congratulate me, and then most mentioned the interview afterwards. Like that was a great interview. And I was like, sick, bro.
Yeah.
I had so much adrenaline.
Swim really pumped you up and was like, give the man some fucking props. Tell everyone where they can find you when you're streaming, kind of thing. Swim's a bro.
And at that point, like right before, I think it was averaging like 150 viewers, which is like a ton. And then I won, and it immediately shot to like 300, right? Basically double.
Yeah, even like 500.
Yeah, 300 to 500
launched.
And so, which is about where I reside now. It's like 300 to 500. Although to be fair, I don't put nearly as much time and effort into streaming because I have so many other things that I think are like more productive. But we'll get to that later if we have time. And so. Yeah, I won the $10,000, whatever, which showed up 7 months later. But I went, okay, I have a safety net. And I made a ton of money off Twitch this month. It was like $2,000 a month for me, the best month I've ever had on Twitch. And I said, we're going to try to do this full time. It's during COVID, it's during lockdown. I was in flight school, which was costing me so much money. And I stopped doing that so I could focus on this. I could like really give it a good go. And I told myself in a year, this, so like January last month, I would revisit it, look at it again, and see if this is like actually viable. I was just going to give myself a year to like really go for it. And here we are.
Yeah, wow. I remember as soon as you won, like we were going to launch the first podcast in like, I don't know, 2 to 4 weeks or something. But as soon as you won, I was like, fucking tomorrow. Like right away. Yeah. We're launching this right now. We launched it and it went pretty well. Like right from the beginning, people have I don't know, liked what we've been putting out there, and gotten a lot of love back. Let's see, we did some rebrand. I wanted to show like a video of the first one. It was just like something off of Fiverr that was like, I need an overlay.
I
Make
need
me
an
one,
overlay,
please.
really quickly.
Yeah, and they just it's like weird like pointy things coming off of it, and like I think I showed them a card. They like took some of the like parts of the card to like make the overlay and whatnot. Yeah, then what happened? And then then seasonals got boosted up to like 9 rounds. It was like dope.
Thank God.
Fucking more seasonals.
I love that. And then I kept streaming, and at that point, you were still doing your like streaming every day thing. And then my Twitch numbers started going down. Like my viewer numbers were the same, if not up. I was averaging like 500 viewers or something at that point. That was like the height of my Twitch streaming, but I was making like $500 a month.
Yeah.
And so we were talking about it one day. We were talking about finances because I like to talk about money a lot. I think it's just an interesting topic, especially in something like this where like no one really talks about it. And so you were like, oh, bro, this is killing me. Like I'm streaming every day, and I made like $400 or something. And I was like, damn, bro, I haven't really made much more. And I think that was like a light bulb.
That's shocking.
It was like,
yeah,
oh, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not
like,
there.
Yeah, if you're not like one pushing like subs somehow, or two like over 1,000 viewers concurrent on Twitch, like you're just not making money. You can make it, right? You can make money, but you have to put a ton of effort into it. And then the problem is like if you don't stream for like a week, you're just like screwed.
Yeah. that is a problem. You could just put that time into something like YouTube and like not have any of those problems.
Yep.
Like more money, like you eventually did.
Well,
I told you that you should have.
You yelled at me for like
you
months.
fought me for it for like a month or two. I was like, bro, we should be. I'm telling you, there's money there.
Yeah,
there is gold in that website mountain.
There is. And then I talked to Saucy Mailman, because
right.
Saucy had made an announcement that he was going full time about the same time I decided to go full time. And then my money started declining, and I reached out to Saucy because like he was averaging maybe like 100 viewers on Twitch or something, and I was like, okay, bro, how are you doing this? Can you walk me through this? I need information. I need help because there's something I'm missing here. There's a key to the puzzle that I don't get. And he was like, oh yeah, dude, it's YouTube. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, okay, it takes me this long to do a video. I edit it, I put it out, I do it every single day, and I make about this much a month. And I was like, no way. I can tell you guys the number because that's not my information to share, right? But I was like, oh my God, I really am just like missing out here. And then he told me that he made more on Twitch than I made, even with like a fourth or fifth of the viewers. And I was like, how? And he said that a lot of times people from YouTube come and drop a sub, even if they're not normal Twitch watchers, just because they want to support you. And I have noticed that as well. Like my sub numbers have gone up, even though I barely stream. I stream like 4 days a week sometimes, and I stream like maybe 3 hours. But my sub numbers have gone up because people from YouTube come and they want to show their support, so they drop a sub and they say, "Hey, dude, I'm from YouTube." And yeah, the more fuller picture kind of shows up, and I think today. Yeah, I need 26 more subscribers as of right now to hit 20,000.
On YouTube?
On YouTube, yeah. Uh-huh.
That's dope.
So, yeah.
Do you remember what we did? So around this time, do you remember what we did with our first 2 months of, or maybe 3 months of Patreon money?
We ran a tournament. Put in the prize pool.
We ran $2,000 free to enter tournaments with all of the money basically that we had made from the first like 3 months of hustling on Patreon, doing our weekly learning calls and coaching. Those were fun. Do you remember doing those with Blevins?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember back.
Boulevard helped us with them.
Definitely a Boulevard in there.
Yeah. I can't remember honestly what happened during the tournaments because it was such a like brain fry.
Yeah, exhausted.
It's exhausting. Yeah.
People don't realize how much work goes into putting on a tournament or live streaming a tournament.
So it was trying to like cast it, stream it, and run it. all at the same time. That was brutal. Man, those were not the days.
Yeah, those were rough. Then what happened? We went through some more seasonals.
We went through some more seasonals.
Then we had Worlds. The Worlds
Yeah.
run up was super fun. You were retroactively qualified because you had made top 4, or because you had won. The rest of the team and I tried to qualify. Jason Stational would have qualified, but he had to move because they changed last second. So then Kever would have got his spot, but they screwed up the invitational. And then I was like 2 spots below that. And like, man, looking back on that season, like all I had to do was try one more day on the ladder, or like win one more match, or like one more game, like just like a fucking like just inches so many times that I just didn't quite commit enough effort and time, which it is what it is. You get what you get out of what you put into things. But that was my like arc. And then yours, you like qualified on the epic run of losing first round and then winning out 7 in a row to make top 16.
Where you drop into losers, and then like the farther along you were in winners, when you dropped to losers, the like less you had to win. So like someone who went 2-0 would have only had to win like 3 or something, right? But I lost round 1. I lost round 1 and had to win 7 in a row against the best that the American Shard had to offer. And just did it.
It's an impressive run. But then Worlds was 2 weeks away, and you went to Disneyland.
I went to Disneyland. Yep. We didn't know.
I really wish we could have seen that Worlds again if you didn't go to Disneyland.
If I did. I think I would have done very, very well.
I assume so.
I ended up on a lineup I wasn't comfortable with because I trusted my teammate, who gave me a very good lineup. Right, like what am I? I just played what am I's lineup like exactly every card. And it was a very good lineup. It just wasn't a lineup for me, right? It just wasn't what I should have been playing. I should have been on like Lee. I should have been on some other stuff, right? I should have basically I could have countered Sion pretty easily, and I knew so many people were gonna bring Sion. So I could have countered Sion, or I could have gone the ban Sion route and played the Caitlyn tri-beam stuff.
And what? Instead you brought Sion?
Instead I brought Sion, which I just didn't like. And I know when I play decks I don't do well. And then I brought a Poppy Rally deck that I hated. Just because it was Lulu Poppy or whatever, and I hated it. Just because Poppy was cracked and you just had to bring a Poppy deck. But I think I could have brought a different one that I enjoyed more. And I just didn't because I was gone. And that's because we didn't know when Worlds was. They changed the date. And so they gave us a date, and I was like, "Oh, cool, family! I can go with you on this trip." And then they changed it again, or they changed it for the first time, and I was like, "Well, I can still go, but if I'm qualified, I won't get you practice." I had to register my lineup on the drive home from Disney.
It's
left the park, got in the car, and I had to register my lineup. And so I was one match away from making it into
lost in pods in dramatic fashion with the timeout.
Lost in pods that was so sad. But you know what happens? You can't win them all. Although I really wanted.
It happens.
That one. I really wanted to do well. I'm glad people who put in the time did very well, because I didn't really put in the time. I didn't deserve to walk up and win the event, but I wish I was in a spot where I was able to put in the time.
That's exactly how I feel about all these seasonals that I've first the Worlds run up, and now all these 7-1s where I've lost in the last round. I'm I fucking rolled into these playing almost 0 games. The fact that I got that far is shocking. So it's not. You can be pissed off if you put in some good work and you were really prepared. You played your best, and the game just decided to guess what, kid, not your day. Then you could be you could feel bad about that, but I don't really feel bad about any of them. Would I like to win? Sure, but it's also very much about earning your win. I don't know, if I played aggro or something, I just hired a bunch of people. I'd be like, ha, yeah, got them. But like, I wouldn't feel like a great sense of accomplishment. Not to poo on Mo or anyone else that plays aggro, because they play those decks very well. What I'm saying is, if and they put a lot of time into them. What I'm saying is, if I played like some sort of like lineup that didn't require me to play anything, and I didn't put any time into it, it's like, you know, what you get out of it. Or if like there's like that, you know, that the Kenyan runner or whatever in the marathon that gets like disoriented, he like doesn't know where to cross, and the guy behind him is like, oh hey man, you got to go up here, this is where you finish, when he could have just ran by him to win. And they're like why did you do that? And it's a very like, it's a very interesting thing, because like the difference in your life can be quite a bit if you win or not. But you know, he was very much like, what kind of victory would that be? How would I feel? How would I
really
like talk to my mother?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. And so it's an interesting, I bring it up because it's a really interesting topic.
I'm gonna go home with my friends and call myself a champion. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird like that. Anyways, so yeah, that was your Worlds. And then after that, we got this whole like, hey, guess what? We're gonna I thought after Worlds was like, here comes the next season. Build it up. Be like, guess what? Season number 2, gonna fucking like increase prize pools and like more stuff. And instead they were just like, hold the phone, we'll see you in 7 months. Beginning next year, you'll get a announcement about competitive, which at first really sucked. That first seasonals and like the latter were just like everything dropped off a cliff. So I was like, fuck this, let's fucking get this thing.
You were like, hey, you want to make a website? And I was like, no.
Yeah. there was that I was like, hey, want to like try to run a big tournament series? And you're like, no. It's like, all right, well, we'll do it anyway.
That's basically how this relationship works. Is you pitch an idea, I shut you down. You pitch the same idea, but on a smaller scale, and I grudgingly accept.
That's very accurate. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. So then I got Community Gaming to ship us like $10,000, like to put on this championship, which is kind of ridiculous. And then we decided to launch the website also, which I made by myself, by the way. If anyone doesn't realize, if there are any issues with the website, it's because some dumb who's never made a website in his life fucking made that thing. And I'm a little bit proud of it, because for my skill level, which is again actual zero, like actual zero, I googled and YouTubed everything, didn't know how to do anything. It's pretty good considering it's that level. And now of course we're like trying to get hire people and get better people working on it and building stuff out and stuff. But the fact that it even like runs is
pretty
shocking.
Yeah. I remember when it happened, you were like, hey, I want to revisit this website idea. And I was like, okay, yeah, you talked me into it or whatever. We could like, next month or whatever, we'll start on the website, we'll get that going. And you're like, all right, cool, I'm gonna build it right now. You just like went and built it.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. That was it was a slog. It was like, I don't know, 1 to 2 months it probably took me to like get it going. And I'm talking like I was working like every day on it.
Oh
like,
yeah,
fucking
like all day.
8 to 12 hours, like 5, 6, 7 days a week. Because again, I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything, and there was so many like so many bumps in the road and so many learning things and so many like oops, I did something, the whole fucking thing broke, or like trying to transfer it around to different servers. And like that takes time, and the thing comes down, and like, oh man, there's a lot of growing pains, and there still lots of stuff, but like it's a lot of fun. I really like it. The tournaments were dope too. I didn't realize at the time I was like running the tournament, so I was like just fucking exhausted, and you were casting them as well. And it was just like a slog getting through it. By the end, I was just like,
oh my god,
just let it end.
10 hours.
Yeah. But coming out of it, it felt very much like, I don't know, like things were alive, like things were like energizing, stuff was happening. And I didn't realize how much of that kind of came from the tournament series. I was kind of like, I did okay. We got like around 250, 300 people each weekend, which I was like, which I thought was just okay. I thought for like that kind of prize money and like that like new sort of a thing, I thought we could get to 500, but like
You
everyone being
thought, yeah, you thought
separated
500, and I thought
in the
150.
shards.
And then we ended up with like 250.
As
so
per usual.
250,
The
300.
truth
Yeah,
is in the
you
middle.
were like the optimist and the dreamer, and I'm just like over here just shitting on every idea you put out. And then we end up somewhere in the middle. That's kind of how it works out.
It works out okay though.
Mhm.
It works well. I float away and you keep me grounded.
Mm-hmm.
We make a good team like that. But yeah, so we launched the website. We went through the tournament series. It was a lot of fun. And we got to the other side, and it seemed we launched the premium subscription, and it seemed like things were gonna like, okay, here comes big announcement, and then like just a rough.
Yeah. I mean, we talked enough about that and everything else.
Totally.
But it's
lots
rough,
of.
but
You go.
it is rough, but I was going to talk about this a bit, but like my main focus over the last year, and I think a lot of yours as well, I know a lot of yours as well, has shifted from a player to a content creator, whatever that means. Because this isn't just like something we do for fun anymore. I mean, like, yeah, it is fun. We do it for fun, but like, this is a business now, you know, like not just Mastering Runeterra, but like our personal content as well. And so, yeah, you know, like my priority first is to producing content. And if there's like a pro scene to be played in, I'm going to be there, and you better believe I'm going to try to win. But yeah, it's just kind of weird having that like mentality shift because I've always just been the player, you know.
It's been surprisingly like it seems like it's been easy for you. I have a hard time with it because I love to fucking compete. I know you do too.
Yeah.
But like, I guess maybe you like some of the content creation more than I do, or at least you're able to like, I don't know, buckle down and do it. Whereas like, I just want a game. I just want a ball. Like I just want to go out there and like, I wish I could just play Runeterra all day and just like play big tournaments for
just
like prize
practice,
money.
Yeah, because it's not the same
or
like
just
playing for YouTube or whatever. You know, making a video. It's completely different.
No. So that's where my problem is. Like I can't really play like a lot of these decks that are fun or not competitive. Like I can do it a little bit, but like I can't just do it for forever. It's like it's too much. And so you've been able to make the crossover kind of. If you could though, would you just play competitively?
Oh,
if that would pay an equal amount?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, right.
I do a little bit of content, but I'd just be a streamer. I wouldn't do YouTube.
Yeah.
Because,
I miss streaming.
Yeah, streaming's fun. Every time I'm going to turn on the stream, I'm like, then the second I turn on the stream, I'm having a blast. It's like,
yeah.
Just one of those
I'll never forget. There's been like at least 2 times when like I was really kind of just down in the dumps, kind of depressed. I was like, I can't stream today. There's no fucking way. I'm like, you know what? Like I maybe was going like during my like everyday thing. I was like, no, I gotta keep going. Do it again. Like hit record. Hit stream. People started jumping into the chat, and all of a sudden I was like, this is fucking awesome. I'm like talking to people, got me going.
Yeah.
Felt great. Everyone was like being awesome. And it's like that. Like it's just you know, it is a fun little community, and like when I stream all the time, I like forget about it and I take it for granted or whatever. And then when I don't stream as often, I jump back on. I'm like, fuck, I miss everyone so much, and like we had so much fun, and yeah, I miss streaming, and I miss having big competitive things to play in.
I do like big competitive things. I luckily have other outlets for that, at least right now. Playing a bit of Flesh and Blood and stuff. Honestly, still not very much. I play like one Flesh and Blood tournament, like maybe 2 a month, maybe. And they're like usually small tournaments. But it does give me something to like look forward to competitively. I think honestly, one of the main reasons why I've had an easier time of it, and you maybe haven't, is my content is like it's me, and so like if you watch my content, you watch me. But like if you partake your content, it's Mastering Runeterra, and it's like you're not in it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
like you are in it, but like your big thing that you've made over the last like few months is the website, right? And it was a huge undertaking. But like not everyone who goes to the website like now knows you. They'll
of
figure it out.
course.
but that's not really how
I assume that most don't. Yeah.
Yeah. But if they did, it would probably feel more rewarding. I guess I don't know. I'm just vain and I like attention.
No, I totally get you. I've like kind of YouTube recently. I'm like, making these deck decks I decided like was not for me. And I thought though, I was like, if they were popping off faster and like money was like coming in, I was like, oh, I bet that would probably like push me. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Like with the website, yeah, if it was like my thing that was all me, it was like becoming a big deal. Because I'm not super jazzed up about the website. But yeah, it's not the same as yeah, I know what you're saying. Like it's not the same as like just being exactly my thing. I'm super excited about all the stuff we have coming this year for the website. But it's become more of like a job now. I'm like, hiring website developers and stuff to like build stuff out for us. And so it's like it's not like me creating things as much. It is like a little bit of my vision becoming like reality and stuff, but yeah, not quite the same as like, I don't know, what I was looking for, which was like that competitive itch. Like I want someone else. I want Runeterra Life to keep putting on their tournaments. I want Runeterra CCG or someone else to put on tournaments. Yeah, I got to play their last 1K for the first time forever. I was like, this is fucking great. I really hope I was like tweeting it out, retweeting it and stuff. Like, hope fucking they do lots more of these things. Speaking of which, we actually are going to be doing a tournament with GG Tour at the beginning of April after the new season, after the new patch comes out at the end of March, which I am probably just going to play in and get someone else to stream.
That's the way to do it. Just pay other people to do it.
That's what we're doing. I'm going to start. That's exactly what we're going to start doing. We're going to keep running tournaments, but I'm just like, I don't want to cast them. I don't want to TO them. I'm just going to play in them and be like, fuck yes, this is. I finally got there because that was my dream. That was why we started putting on tournaments in the first place, because I wanted awesome tournaments, but I never got to play in them. But I think this year that's what it's going to be about.
It takes the fun out of them. We also like when we were running those tournaments, whatever, we had like less than a shoestring budget.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, the little plastic part on the end of a shoestring, that's all we had.
Like every last fucking dollar that we made, we like gave out in prize money or paid to the people that like helped us out. Yeah,
which is still kind of the case, but we have more things we're putting out now, which makes it feel a lot better.
Yeah, we've basically every single dollar we've made, we've like put back into the community, growing the things that we're doing. It's because we believe in it, we love it, and it's cool to see stuff grow. It's cool to see like your YouTube channel, the website, our streams. We got merch coming out. It's the tournament series. The tournament series is massive.
It was huge.
$8,000.
It's a big deal. A lot of people every week.
When we came in, it was $100. Like $100 OLS was the big one.
It was like the big one, well, whenever I go on like Reddit and stuff, and I see people say, "Hey, I'm looking for like meta decks and stuff. Where do I find them?" And people are like, "Mastering Runeterra." Like that always makes me so happy to see people like, "Oh, I'm looking to try to get better. What should I check out?" And people like link the Mastering Runeterra site. They're like, "I love this place. Got sick articles and everything. The guys who run it are awesome." Like that makes me so happy. Same thing with like when people recommend YouTubers. They're like, "Oh, you should check out Bay. He's like really funny and stuff. He's a good player." Like it makes it worth it. You know what I mean? To see that other people are appreciating it.
Yeah, the appreciation goes a long way, and people have been. Or everyone listening, thank you guys so much. Everyone in the community, we got a lot of love. And it's the reason we've been able to keep going, I think, for so long, and like remain going. And yeah, things are in a bit of a lull right now, but like, I'm still pretty optimistic for the future. Like as soon as seasonals hits again, and it's like, oh hey, we're qualifying for Worlds now. And like some more info comes out for Worlds, that's like gonna get things going. And like nothing ever is like for forever, like things can change like so quickly. So I'm excited for this next year. I'm excited to do the next one, like the 2-year anniversary. See where we're at. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I went back and watched the very first episode, and we talk about how we want to create this like community. We want to create a community of like-minded people that'll come together and learn the game and like learn from each other and help each other. And I was like, we fucking did that. We
Feels
got
nice,
there.
yeah.
I'm like, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I have, I've basically accomplished every goal I've set out to accomplish. I think since I started.
Not world champion yet.
Not world champion. I never really let myself think about winning worlds.
Yeah.
You know, like there's some same thing with like seasonals when I won it. I don't actually think about winning. I just think about like doing really well. Then sometimes you do well up until the top. It wasn't until I was in semis that I was like, wait, I could win.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a possibility.
Because semis is like two matches away.
Yeah, it's like semifinals, finals.
Like that's that's
so
like
it wasn't
nothing.
until then that I thought, oh, I can actually win. I try to keep my goals more things I can control, because like it's a card game, right? Yeah, I want to win and stuff, but like
everyone wants to win.
Everyone wants to win. It's not always your day. There is RNG and stuff, but like, but yeah, you know, I wanted to become Twitch partner, and I crushed that goal, right? I wanted to average 100 viewers, and we're way past that. And then YouTube, and I wanted to get like, you know, I wanted to be monetized on YouTube and start making a little bit of side income there. And like now YouTube's my main source of revenue. Is it like paying all my bills? No, but like, it's
all things considered, it's been a pretty fucking good year for us.
And I have been told with like streaming and YouTube that like your first year is nothing.
All the time, yeah.
Like, it takes
shows
like
that. Yeah, I mean, our website went from 0 people daily to like 10,000 people daily, or close to it, in like a matter of months. Like normally when you start like a blog or like a news website or something, like, you know, it takes like a year before like, you know, you get any like Google search traffic or anything. But it goes to show that people are enjoying the stuff that we put out there.
Feels good.
Which is funny because I forget that sometimes.
It is easy to forget that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just those like, you know what comments get me the most? And I'm not sure if you can quite relate to this one because you don't do the YouTube thing the same way I do. But the ones that like when people tell me that they watch my video every morning or something. Like, every lunch break I watch your YouTube video. And then like when I won't post, they'll be like, I missed your YouTube video yesterday. I was like waiting for it. You know, that means so much. When you hear that,
it means so much. Really keeps you going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because sometimes it does feel like views and stuff. They're just like a number to you, right? They don't really mean anything. They do, obviously, but like in your head, they
because you don't know, because like for all you know, there's like, you know, a bunch of people watching your thing and being like, this guy's not that good. Like, you don't actually know if they're like, this is fucking great, I'm gonna come back and keep watching. You can logically figure it out because people keep coming back and watch, but like it doesn't trigger your brain. Yeah, but when you get like messages and comments, like we get them on the podcast all the time. People are always giving us love, and like, yeah, that's like what really makes it worth it. I do too. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, we read basically all the comments.
Yeah, I don't have it. Like, I'm not on this YouTube, Mastering Runeterra YouTube. I can click over to it, but I usually just stay on the main one. But I'll click on the videos and go down to the comments.
Go down the comments.
Yeah, I was talking to my family at Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one. I think it was Disney World, because it's the dad's side of my family, and they kind of know, but they don't kind of know what's going on because they're not like big social media people, right? So like most of the family doesn't know what these numbers mean or anything. When I say I make YouTube videos, they know what YouTube videos are, obviously, right? But like they don't know what numbers are good numbers, whatever. So when I say, oh, I'm doing pretty good numbers, they have no idea what that means, and that's honestly totally fair. But I had a day where, because I had all the videos scheduled out, and one just bombed. And they're like, oh, well, like, how many views did it get? And I was like, it's been like 10 hours, and it's only got like 6,000 views. It's like one of my worst videos in the last month. And they're like,
what the fuck?
6,000 people in 10 hours, and you're like whining. And I was like, yeah, it's like worse than my video yesterday had 12,000 by this time. You know, like something like that, right? And they're like, because to them, when you say like 6,000 people, they thought about it like I'm trying to, where it's like, imagine 6,000 people want to watch your content, right? But like you become desensitized to the number. It's just a number. And people always say this, but the goalpost is always moving, always. Once you start hitting this number of views a day, well, now you just want to hit this one, and then this one, and then this one. That's just how it works.
Yep.
But you ever try and sit down and think about how many people do your thing? Like, imagine them all in one place. How much? Like, if I had a video that got 15,000 views, I can't imagine 15,000 people sitting in a stadium watching a video.
Especially how freaking quickly we've done it too. So because it feels like we're old hat. It feels like we've been at it for forever. You haven't even
years. Yeah.
You haven't been doing YouTube for a year yet.
No.
And the website launched in October, so I guess it's like 5 months old at this point. And like launched like it was like whatever at the beginning. As in like it kept crashing and I didn't know what I was doing for the first couple of weeks. So like barely 5 months. And yeah, we're getting like hundreds of thousands of views every month. Like the number's huge. It's astronomical. And like hasn't even been half a year yet. It's wild. And yet I'm already desensitized to it. I'm like, how do I get more stuff? How do I do more? How do I do it bigger? So yeah, it's really good to like take a moment and think about it. Yeah, I want to ask everyone that made it this far in the video. First off, thank you guys. You're the real MVPs.
Let us know in the comments if you made it.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. I want to see MVP, and then I want to see what suggestions or thoughts or things you'd like to see from both of us and from Mastering Runeterra for the rest of 2022 and until we do the next anniversary. What kind of stuff you guys like that we put out? Do like more podcasts.
Anything like that,
yeah, more podcasts, more videos, more tournaments. I don't know, more tools because we are working on all that stuff. But
I thought you were gonna say because we are tools.
There's that too.
Yeah.
More self-deprecating humor. We got it all. Yeah, whatever you guys want, whatever you like, any thoughts on things that we could be doing better or doing more of, or things that you like to see in the community, let us know because we're just constantly trying to build stuff up. I want more tournaments. I want to play more tournaments personally. Sunday tournaments, those are coming. An EU tournament, by the way, this Thursday is coming. Check Mastering Runeterra for all that stuff. All right, well, it's been an hour and 10.
Over an hour, yeah.
Yeah, should probably start wrapping it up. Any closing thoughts? What do you want to accomplish?
I was gonna say, quick goals for 2022. Yeah. I'm not a big goal person, honestly.
Okay, let's see. I got a top 32 of fucking season.
You got a top 32 season, man.
It's just embarrassing at this point. What else? That's me personally. For Mastering Runeterra, I want to put on more big tournaments. I'd love to do another like championship type thing like we did. That'd be pretty cool. I want to get there's a bunch of tools that I want to make on the website for people. That's like a big one for me. If I can get that done this year, that's like my top goal, I think, is I want people to be able to like build decks and search through them and do like, mulligan analysis and like when they win or lose, when they keep certain cards, then like what their matchup percentage was against other decks with a certain deck, cool stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I want to work on this year.
Cool
and then Win Worlds, of course.
And then Win Worlds, obviously.
Yeah, easy.
I want to win another seasonals. Shocker.
Be the first first champ.
I want to be the first double champ. Then I want to have over 1 million views a month on YouTube. I'm a little over halfway there, getting about 500,000 views a month, I think. So that's
pretty good.
Anything crazy for a goal, with how growth works on like YouTube and stuff. But that's like a starting goal. That's obvious. That's a big like not benchmark. It's a big like I don't know, not a checkpoint, but you know what I mean, like
a goalpost or a
goalpost is fine, whatever. It's a big like yay, like 1 million views a month, like that'd be super sick. Also, that's kind of the number I need to hit for like money reasons. Not need to, but like that's a good one. one.
Ideally.
Yeah, ideally. That would let me like be basically, that would let YouTube take care of all my bills. And then anything else I could put towards like other projects, personal stuff, or like make a 401k. 401k, right? Like something like that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, 1 million. I don't really have any streaming goals. I would love to hit 1,000 viewers naturally on a non-tournament day. Like no raid is what I mean by naturally. But I'd have to put more time into streaming, I think, to do that.
Yeah, man, I really wish I could figure out a way to stream more and have it like just make sense.
Yeah. Just monetarily, it doesn't, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Really,
it's hard. It's hard to justify. But I'm definitely, you know what? I'm gonna like. I think that's gonna be one of my goals for this year. I want to do like. I want to commit to like one stream a week, like something like pretty low. You know, like easy enough to do because I could do that. I can handle like one stream a week, and I think it's like. I mean, there's a lot of people that want me to stream, but it's also just like good for me and like my like well-being to like be amongst the people, and that's almost like I work so freaking much. That's like my getting away time. It's hanging out with people and streaming. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. I'm gonna try and stream like one day a week.
Some more personal ones, I suppose. I would like to get back under 180 for the first time since like, high school. College, like 185, which when I started streaming, I was about 200, right underneath 200. And I really like where I'm at more. I like 185 more. It's calling me. Yeah, I want to get down to like 175, and then maybe build back up to like a solid 180 or something. I think that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a good one. I definitely like want/need some workout goals, but mine are more like I want to put on weight. I want to put on some muscle.
Yeah,
I got big calves, big booty, and I can kick motherfuckers. But like I got little little arms, little T-Rex arms.
Yeah. I'd like to get back into the boxing gym. I miss that. That was
God, I miss Muay Thai, kickboxing a lot. I need it. So yeah, I gotta sort that out. I think that's
a big one.
That's my goals right there. Those are good. I'm glad we did the goals. I'm gonna like write these down.
I got one more to sneak in there.
Oh, okay.
I want to go somewhere in the non-continental US.
The non-Americas or just South America?
I have been to South America.
You should really go to Europe and Asia. They are like totally different places.
That's why I want
here.
Canada's just like US plus.
It's
right?
just the same. It's not any different.
Yeah, probably just non-North America, like twice this year.
Well, you've been to Dublin, so you have been.
Dublin. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I was supposed to go to Korea for a few weeks. That fell through. COVID.
Japan fell through. Yeah, you poor guy. You're just getting crushed.
Getting beat up.
Man, if you let me know, because I'm down to go to Asia. So if there's some sort of thing happening there, like a tournament,
there's a thing.
like
there's like a TwitchCon, but that's in like a couple months. I'm not really ready for that.
No.
It's in like Prague or something.
Prague's dope.
I don't even remember if it's Prague, but yeah.
Oh.
I do have to go though.
Okay, let's wrap this up. Thank you everyone for listening, for supporting us over this last year. I can't believe it's been a year already. Looking forward to the next year, making awesome content for you guys, making all of the things that we're due just better every day, and bringing you guys a whole bunch of new stuff. Remember, sign up link 50% off for subscribers all weekend. Put down in the comments in the show notes for you guys, and come hop in the Discord if you guys are not in there already. Also, one last thing, not this Sunday the 6th, but next Sunday the 13th, aka my birthday, no big deal. We will be holding a Runeterra tournament. I think it's gonna be like $200 or $250 prize pool. One of the first ones. It'll be a buy-in. Blah blah blah. Come hang out. Maybe I should stream it and plan it because it's my birthday.
I'll do it with you. Yeah.
We'll see. Nah, I'm pretty sure. Well, it's a maybe.
Anyways,
yeah. All right, guys, that's it for us today. We'll see you guys again next week. We actually have a bunch more stuff to talk about too, a bunch more announcements. We'll actually talk about some Runeterra and some ladder and stuff. We'll dive into it. Take care. Have a great weekend. Peace.